Greetings, this is Imperatus Vespasian and his trusty sidekick.
Hello.
And we have a special guest today. We don't have a name for you yet, do we?
No, not really.
Go on, think of a name for yourself.
I know by lots of names they go by, but I'm sure they're not ones I can put on YouTube.
Thank you very much. This is my lovely wife. If I just scan over.
I've got a name for her. Second, main brain.
That's my lovely wife.
I'm the functioning brain of it all.
Yeah, she's the brains of the outfit.
Yeah.
I am just the troll who paints figures.
I paint figures too.
Well, you paint figures too. You painted some of these, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You painted the Celts on the end. Celts are these. You painted those guys. Love the shields.
Yes. No, I painted them in my imagination.
They're goths.
I painted those ones, the ones that are a little bit more scruffier. So yes, we've been asked by one person in particular and a couple of other people. Sorry, I forgot your name, but I'm in the wrong room and I don't have a laptop down here.
We'll get one soon though.
Yeah. About basing in 6mm scale. Now, we've just started doing 6mm for our new YouTube channel, and one of the things we're bringing out, we're going to be doing is gaming in 6mm scale. So if I shift this chap out of the way and get him on, these are all figures that are based in 6mm. And the big question is, how do you base figures in 6mm? What's the best way to do it? Right, first of all, you've got Polymers. By the way, all these figures are from Bacchus. So if you go onto Bacchus' website, you can see he pretty much does more or less everything. He's about to get some World War II tanks. So he's about to start doing World War II as well, if anyone's interested in that. It's been a long road for him. We've had a lot of trouble trying to get the tanks sorted out, but finally they're getting there. So back to the plot. Okay, we've got 3 different ways of basing here. 4 if I include that chap. Right? This one is Polymers. This is basing. You're the one that does this, so.
Yeah, base 60 by 30. Base 2 ranks of 12 figures altogether. So you've got 24 on each base. It's pretty simple to do.
And how many do you get in a pack?
You get 96 in a pack, so you get 4 bases worth. If you were basing this way, you'd get 4 bases.
Yep.
Some people actually base another way.
Which is?
They base on 3 centimetres by 2 centimetres.
Yeah.
Which only has 2 ranks of 4.
Yeah.
And then they put them together to make an actual base.
So you have a bit like this but smaller.
Yes.
And you put 2 of these together to make one unit.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But I think this is actually the better way of doing it. It's more simplistic, it's easy to do, and they look nice on the table.
Yeah. I like Polymers, so I like the basing for Polymers.
I think because it suits all rules.
Yeah.
I like Polymers because of that. And yeah, I think it's better to base that way. If you're undecided on what rules you want to use, then Polymers is the way to go.
And what do you think about these ones? What's your opinion on these? They're the same, but 3 ranks to a base.
So you've got 3 ranks there. That would be 36 figures to a base. So you probably would only get 3 bases worth out of a pack there.
Yeah. Which is what we're doing. Yeah.
I've also done it. In this case with 4 ranks.
Yeah, we've just done those.
Yeah, I've done them for someone for Spanish Succession Army, and and they look pretty neat actually when they were done. So you basically have 4 ranks of 12 figures, which accounts to 48 figures in total, and you would get 2 bases worth of them out of the pack if you were to base that way with 4 ranks, or 3 bases with 36, which is 3 ranks, or 4 bases with 24, which is 2 ranks.
Yeah. I hope that's not blowing anyone's mind.
It blew my mind.
Yeah, it is. When we do this sort of stuff, we tend to talk like this. And to
be honest, I don't even know why I'm on this video because I don't understand anything.
Well, we're going to get to you. We're going to get to you in a minute. Right.
Oh no.
So they're there, and this one at the end, this chap here.
Oh, the Hail Caesar basing.
Yes, Hail Caesar basing. We've done quite a few of those as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. These are Hail Caesar, and what we generally do is you have two. That makes a unit, and it enables you to change formation into column and things like that.
Yeah.
And it looks really good, and it's better than having a really big base with loads of figures stuck on it. You can break it down a lot easier. So that's the other way of doing it. Obviously, it makes the bases a lot bigger, and it uses twice the amount of men.
Yeah.
So what's your views on that?
I mean, I don't mind the basing technique of it. It looks pretty neat, and they put it pretty solid bases on the table.
I think they look good. I think it looks a lot more realistic.
Yeah, they do. I suppose that is how they would have fought. So yeah.
Yeah.
They do look realistic.
And you did some. It's a pity they've gone already.
Yes.
You did some pikemen.
I did. Yes.
For Macedonians. But they were only half of the unit at one side, which was very strange.
It was, but it looked alright.
I think it was 6 ranks.
6, yeah.
Yeah, so 6 ranks down the middle, all on this side and that side, but with a gap at each side.
Yeah.
So it joined together in the middle. And I thought they looked awful when we first put them on the base, but they looked brilliant once all the flop was on and everything.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
But sadly we can't show you any because we've already posted them. They've already gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so that's how you base the Hail Caesar. Obviously you've got all other sorts of ways of doing things. You've got the skirmish bases like this, which are the small bases with skirmishes on it.
Or this kind of stuff, like, well, skirmishes.
We haven't gone on to cavalry yet.
Like cavalry, aren't we?
Yeah.
We'll get on to, if you saw my last video, that is how you base Celts in Hail Caesar. That's a large unit, so you have 2 of those, making a warband. Or you have that version, which is a normal unit. So you have 2 of those together, and that you get twice as amount of bases out of a pack.
You would, yeah.
So you don't need to buy as many Celts, which is what I always look for, Yeah, so I'll just go on to the last one. I'll move this out of the way, and I'll move these 2 chaps on side by side for a comparison. Now, the guys on this side are the skirmish type infantry that you usually get to do skirmish bases with, but I've done them in sort of massed ranks, all firing and all a mess, because they're Ottoman Turks, and the Ottoman Turks knew absolutely nothing about discipline. They tended to be a mob rather than a formed line, so I based them like that so they look a lot more like they were. So these are Russians, based 3 ranks deep, and this is the Ottoman counterpart, which is all more of a sort of mob than a little bit like the Celtic warband, but more disciplined, slightly more together. The Celts didn't understand the first thing about discipline.
Not really.
No. Whereas the Germans, they did. The Germans often fought in shield wall, so they would be more like these guys.
Yeah, they've always known their stuff, though.
Yeah, they've always been pretty up on this sort of stuff. Cavalry, as a second part. You've got some bases of cavalry in there. That's a Hail Caesar cavalry base. And there's a couple of bases there, and I'll put a Hail Caesar. That is actually a light cavalryman, you can see there. I'll see if I can find a... That is a more heavy cavalry for Hail Caesar. And in here somewhere, if I can get to it... No, I'll find it later. So, so that's the cavalry for Hail Caesar. These are skirmish horse, so they're not actually formed up. Normally, the formed infantry cavalry, they'd be more like this.
In a line, yeah, it would be, yeah.
But these guys, they're just riding all over the place. Yeah, they're a bit like hussars in Napoleonics, if you play Napoleonics.
Yeah.
They're all over the place. They've got no concept of being in an ordered group. These ones, I'll let you take this on from there.
Well, the base normal polymer base again. Trying to think, these are yours, so you've based.
They're mine, these, yeah.
Yeah, so you've based 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I added
7,
a strip.
8, 9, 10. Right, so you've added a strip.
I've added a strip for each one.
Oh, okay. So it's not really. Well, it is polymer spacing, but
It is still polymer spacing.
yeah, it is, but you wouldn't get as many bases out of this. Yeah. So like with this one, you've got 10. You've got 12 figures on this base.
Yep.
You get 45 figures in a cavalry pack from backers. So
yeah.
That would get you 4 bases worth of that. Normally on a polymer base, which is more easier, you would base 9.
Which is one of those.
Yeah, one of those rows. And if you based in 9, you would get 5 bases out of 1 pack. But you can do it however you want to do it, to make your unit as how you want it and how big you want it. As you can see with this one. This one has got 18 figures on it.
Which is two bases. Two units.
Yeah, so 18 would get you, out of a 45 pack, you would only be able to basically get 2 bases worth, with some over, and if you bought an extra pack, you probably will to put together and make a few more. But that is a nice way of basing, I think. I've done them quite a lot.
Yeah, they're very popular. A lot of people want us to base like that.
Yeah, they're very nice. In fact, as I mentioned before with the infantry, where I did the 4 ranks of 12 for the Spanish succession, I did his cavalry just like this, and they look real nice when they were done.
And they look good against the mass ranks of infantry as well.
They look like there's more coming towards you.
Yeah.
They look more effective on the table than they do with sporadic cavalry just dispersed all over the place.
Yeah, and whereas Hail Caesar, you do that to make them look like a large unit.
Yeah.
That you can get away just about with one of these, but one single base looking like the Hail Caesar base.
Yeah, that's right.
So the Hail Caesar base, it looks a bit more like the Hail Caesar base, but you're saving yourself 3 strips.
Yeah.
So if you're on a budget, you don't need to base as many.
No.
And also, if certain rule systems, you don't need many bases to have an army.
No.
So if you're doing Hail Caesar, you don't need a huge amount of bases. You don't.
No, exactly.
So you can save money doing it that way.
Yeah.
But if you're on a budget.
Yeah.
These I've done as hussars. Oh, sorry. Well, as Sapphire Cavalry for the Ottoman Turks. They're actually Polish hussars.
Yeah.
But I painted up as sapphires, and I've painted the eagle on the banner. I'll probably get arrested for that.
Might do.
But
we'll not mention what that is.
It's historically accurate if we care.
Yeah.
To any decent wargamer.
Yeah.
So they're for the Ottoman Turks. It's the same cavalry used for the Polish. Almost the same uniform as well.
Yeah.
The Polish have the. If you turn them around, they've got the lion's mane on the back. The tiger mane. What? Big cat.
I know what you mean. Yeah. I've got the word.
Cat with spots.
Yeah.
Leopard.
Leopard.
So they've got a leopard skin cloak. But if you both the Ottomans and the Polish used the same thing. The Russians didn't. The Russians were more this sort of uniform by then. They'd given up with.
Yeah, it's like I don't know.
Pretty much, yeah. with Karazias as well.
Let's face it though, you've got a horde of them coming towards you. It's pretty scary, regardless what colour they're in. To be honest.
What, the Russians or the Ottomans?
Yeah, the Russians.
The Russians, yeah. Yeah, the Russians tend to advance one way.
Yeah, right at you and through you.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
They don't bother with complicated tactics. They just march forward and kill whatever's in front of them. Just keep going.
That's it.
Which Napoleon found. Which Napoleon used to his benefit. Yeah. So that's that. So what is Little Munchkin's version? This is our son, the trusty sidekick. What's your ideas on 6mm gaming? Because you were very opposed to 6mm gaming, weren't you?
I don't like it.
Why not?
You were totally against it until we got Waterloo.
Yeah.
I think it looks lovely on
I like 10mm better.
No, I don't.
10mm to 28mm.
Your problem with 10mm, you have to put a lot of figures on a base to make it look like a unit.
It looks freaking cool.
It looks what cool?
Freaking cool.
Oh right, okay. Sorry, thought we were going to get kicked out of the house there for a second. So,
Okay, it looks smacking cool.
yeah, alright. It's late night, isn't it, dear?
Well, actually it is.
When you're doing hail season 28mm, you can get away with 24 to 16 figures as a unit.
Yeah.
So really, you need slightly more of that on a base to make it look good in smaller scales.
Yeah.
So by the time you get to 10mm, you'll need quite a
lot
figures to make it look good.
And if you're on a budget, it's
It costs you a lot of money in
very
10mm.
difficult to do. Yeah.
10mm is rather expensive these days.
But with this sort of thing, it's quite, it's affordable.
Yeah, and there's quite a few 6mm manufacturers. I don't just want to blow Bacchus's trumpet.
No, there is.
But I do like Bacchus's stuff. I'll let you take it away.
Irregular Miniatures.
Yeah, of course. Very good.
Which Ian K, who's a very special friend.
Yeah, Ian's quite a nice guy.
A nice Ian.
He designed some Napoleonic grenadiers for us.
He did. He did. He nicely did that for us.
And he also designed the Parthians.
He did.
If you look through my old videos, you'll see the Parthians. They were all designed for me for Parthian Army project.
Yeah.
Which is on the back burner. But we will get around to finishing that project when we get around to it.
But yeah, there is a lot of 6mm companies out there, but I would say that the main two are Bacchus and Irregular that have got some good, decent stuff.
Well, Adler have got figures.
They're not 10mm.
They have not 10mm, yes.
And if you want to put in Irregulars and Ross as well, they're 5mm.
Yeah, they're epic scale.
So if you want to put comparisons between them, Adler are great. They've got beautiful detail.
Huge heads.
But they are too big for 6mm scale.
Yeah.
And for Irregulars and Ross, they are too fiddly and just not my sort of figure.
Well, we do get people who ask for guns from one company and figures from another, or cavalry from one company and figures.
They have an assortment.
Some of the Irregular Miniature stuff you can get away with putting with Bacchus. Some of it.
Yeah.
You can't mix Adler.
You can't
with
mix
anything.
Adler with anything at all because it's too out of scale.
Yeah.
And you can't mix Irregulars and Ross with anything because it's way out of scale.
Yeah, it's way too small.
But I would say that Irregular and Bacchus you can put together quite easily.
Yeah, we've done
without any problems at all. So if there's something you can't get from Bacchus, you could quite easily get it from Irregular, and you would be able to put them together and play with them on the table, and you wouldn't know that they weren't the same company. But Bacchus have got lovely figures, I have to admit, and they look pretty nice on the table.
I like Bacchus because you get them in packs. I know some people complain at Pete.
Yeah, Pete.
Sorry, I keep forgetting his name. There's Igor and Pete.
Igor and Pete.
If you ring them up, you either get Igor or Pete.
Yeah.
And if you get the packs, the packs come in packs. You can't get individual strips.
No, you can't. Or you can in multiples of if you're wanting command, you can get 12 strips if it's for command purposes.
Yeah.
But if it's for figures wise, it's 96 in a pack. You get 4 command strips and 20 line strips. For cavalry, it's 45 in a pack. You get 5 command strips in that and 10 normal strips. But he's a pretty decent guy, and if you're wanting less command and more of normal troops or cavalry, he will substitute the cavalry for an extra command strip, or he will substitute a command strip for an extra infantry strip. He's pretty decent with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But you do have to have them in packs. So
you do have to have them in those exact packs, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're only wanting a few figures to make up a grenadier unit, you have to buy a full pack.
Yeah, I would say if that is your case, you're probably best going to Irregular for that sort of thing.
Irregular will sell you individual
strips. And
they come, I think, 6 in a strip. Or...
it depends what nationality they are to what you get on a strip.
What was that Franco-Prussian stuff?
They were 6.
They were 6.
They were 6, yeah.
So they did a lot of
They're like, but if you're doing fancy or stuff like that, you get 5.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It just depends what era you actually are doing to what you get on a strip. But if you're wanting just little bits and bobs to add to your armies, you're best going with a regular for that sort of thing. But if you want to, you know, buy in mass and create a nice decent army, yeah, Bacchus is good for that.
So the people asking were wanting to know what is the best basing for figures.
My expert opinion would be, if you have got no idea what rules you are going to use within a game at all, you best basing this way. This will use for any rule system you've got. You can use it and it's brilliant. If you have a set rules, like Hail Caesar, as we showed you before, then that's the way to go for that. Black powder.
These are black powder.
These are black powder. Same thing.
The ones with the black bases are black powder.
But like I say, if you've got no idea at all, and you just want a nice decent game, you want to play a nice game on a weekend without any of the hassle of having to find a rule system and you've got no idea what you want to do, base this way, because it's just easy. You can just play out a game, have fun, and
if you don't want to do it, we'll do it for you.
Yeah.
Just look us up online.
Yeah, if you don't want to paint them or base them, we'll do it for you. No problems at all.
So what are these? These are Goths.
They're Goths.
We've got some Napoleonics in there.
Let's have a look.
Some Austrians.
We have.
Yeah, there you go. So they're the Austrians. They're a lot smaller than the...
Some are,
yeah, they're quite skinny, actually.
Yeah.
I'm quite surprised at the difference in... They're the same size, it's just they're not as bulky.
No.
Are these the old castings, or the new castings?
What are they? They're the old castings. They're the old castings. He's not done the Great Northern War range yet. He's only just started going into the Tricorn by doing the Spanish Succession. He's not gone into the Great Northern stuff yet.
His new Spanish Succession is very nice.
Oh, it is. And I wish I still had him in. I could have showed you some.
Yeah, we did Spanish Succession, but the little one lost interest because you couldn't tell the difference between armies, could you?
No. You could with the new one. With the new ones you can. They've got great detail on them.
That's why you like Napoleonics, isn't it?
Yeah, please just tell.
I don't know. When we did Waterloo in Napoleonics, but we based them on 60 by 60 bases.
Yeah, I remember.
Put 2 regiments.
Oh yeah, I must mention that actually. If you wanted to make a unit a lot bigger without having surplus of bases everywhere, this is based upon material with 24 figures on, which is 2 ranks of 12. You can actually put on a 60 by 60 base, which is basically 2 of these bases, but all in one. And you can have as many figures as you want to put on it. You can have 48s, you can have whatever you want. But that's just if you don't want loads of bases all on the table all at once, and you just want to lift a base out of a big unit and move it over the table and everywhere.
Right, I was just looking through the Polymer book.
Yeah.
This is for the Spanish Succession.
Succession.
This is the Polymer book. This is Polymer, and it's I don't know if I don't know if you've heard of Polymer, but it's here.
Yeah.
It's you can't really see that, can you? A bit more. It's a pretty decent rule system.
Yeah.
We played Spanish Succession in it, and we played American Civil War in it, didn't we?
Yeah.
And that's all right. Or you can just stick to Hail Caesar. We like Hail Caesar because it's fast play, and we do a lot of, because we do videos for our YouTube channel as well. It's handy, and everyone knows it. So we do a lot of Hail Caesar. Although it would be nice to do some Polymer stuff in future.
Yeah.
Which might be something we'll be doing. If you think we should, then give us a call.
Let us know. Comments below what your thoughts are on the basing system.
So what about you?
What do you mean?
What about you? Did you get anything to add about the Napoleonics?
Well, I did.
Go on.
Do you like my Napoleonics?
No.
Why not?
I think they're painted very nice.
I thought the painting was bad.
That's not very nice.
I think they're way better than them.
No.
No, that's because they're just in white because they're Austrians, and they're green because they're
Guess
Russians.
what?
And you're playing Russian, so They're your figures.
Let them say what they think on.
Well, the thing is, if you're wondering why I'm not talking, it's just my job has been taken by this person.
Oh, was this person?
My glamorous assistant.
I forgot the name because it's late.
Yeah. I don't think that's very kind. So, what are your opinions on when we did Napoleonics? We did Napoleonics on 40 by 40, 60 by 60 bases, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
With a complete regiment, basically half a pack.
Everything kind of remind me about Napoleonics.
Yeah.
I just remember when my 3 units of cavalry burst through all your lines and killed Napoleon.
Yeah, I know. Capture Napoleon. Can't kill people.
That's the only heroic moment you've got.
Yeah, that's the only time you won.
No.
Exactly
you won 0 times. I won every match.
Yeah, okay.
If we were going to, we're currently doing this, which is the Ottoman-Russian War. 1783, 1784. Something like that. Which is what we're going to be doing. That's our next big gaming project. We're going to be doing it with black powder, along with Taiping. So, what are your opinions on if we did something else in 6mm? And how do you think we should base them?
It depends what we're doing, really.
Exactly. So
name something.
Well, could we do Napoleonics again? We could do Napoleonics. We could do.
If we're going to do Napoleonics again, I'd say 6 by 60 again.
60 by 60.
I like their bases.
Yeah, they were nice, weren't they?
Yeah, because like I say, they're big and chunky, and you can just pick them up and move them around. If you've not got a lot of space, it's great to have.
Yeah, but the only bad thing about it is that if you're building scenery, you're gonna have to make one big chunk of scenery to be able to fit in.
But
that's the problem we have.
Yes, that is the problem we have. But we did make some additional small bases. 40 by 40s with the troops skirmishing.
Yeah, to go to the building.
We could break the unit up.
With attachments, and that's fine if you do it like that. But I mean, if you've not got a big table, doing on 60 by 60 is great, and then just have your attachments done on 60 by 30, and then you can just remove them. And and like if you had casualty markers, it's also easy when you take the bases off, because you're just taking one lump off and moving it. It makes sense, polymers, to me, you see. If you don't know what
you do all your thinking in polymer stuff.
Yeah, I do.
You don't game in Hail Caesar.
No.
Because you won't play Hail Caesar with me.
No.
So these are lovely Hail Caesar. We like Hail Caesar. But I do think actually if we were starting the project again, I would probably base the Romans more like this on a polymer star base. But we need to have some more games and see how it works.
See how it goes with it, and then you can decide, can't you?
Because in 6mm you don't really need the multiple bases that you get in Hail Caesar. You don't really need them.
No.
You can just put a marker on to say what formation they're in.
Yeah.
And let's face it, in Hail Caesar you don't change formation that much.
No, you don't really.
I do.
How often? Like when we're playing the Romans and the Jewish Revolt, I use wedge occasionally. But how often do you use other formations?
I'm too busy killing you. I don't think about formations.
You just charge his warband.
I'm too busy hitting you in the face.
He just goes ahead and charges.
And I win.
Yeah.
The last 2 times.
Okay, just the 2 times. What happened before?
I won the campaign though. I won the campaign.
Yeah.
Look at the dice it was.
As a last thing, we'll just have a quick look at the cannon. And we'll see how they're going. They're the cannon. Just move that. If you move them, I've got some heavy cannon there as well. Yep, that's it. They've got some siege guns. So that's how we base the cannon to black powder.
Yeah, black powder rules that. Yeah.
So you have 2 cannons on a base, which means you get 2 bases of cannon.
Yeah.
And usually you only need that for an entire army.
You do.
Usually. For the campaign we're doing, we need slightly more cannon because the Russians were cannon heavy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If you were to do cannon in Polymer, the base would be slightly smaller, unless it would be 30 by 30.
And only have 1 gun on it.
One gun on it, or you can have 2 batteries on a 60x30. I do that quite a lot, or 3 batteries on a 60x30, depending on how you're deploying your troops and how it looks on the attachment to them. But yeah, I don't think they actually look that bad.
No, I mean I like the way they're based like this, but I haven't personally done this basing for 6mm for my own armies.
No.
I use 60x60, so
when you do it, you'll see how simple it actually is to use.
Yeah, so I'm getting used to my own gaming within this scale, whereas you've got a lot more experience of it than I have, and you're just getting into it.
Oh, I've been here for a very long time actually. I've been here for 30 minutes and 25 seconds.
You're Captain Whiny today, aren't you?
Yes.
We're supposed to you're supposed to have all your opinions ready.
What about?
Now you've just forgotten your opinions.
Well, this happened, right? So, I get home, sit down, about to have a drink, suddenly, hey, just a second, go do video. Now, yes, right now, immediately. I'll go down, think it'll be like 5 minutes. 30 minutes later, here we are, still talking about bases.
Right, there we go. So that we will here end the
Draw
video.
it to an end, shall we?
I hope this gives you an idea of how to base figures and the different types of bases you get.
Then just let us know. I can answer all questions on Polymers.
Yep. So if you just message me, or you can contact Hayley through our
website, which is www.turbolminiatures, which is TURBILI. Sorry,
you know what? I'll put a link in the low bar.
That's what I was about to say.
I don't understand why you're reading it out, but yeah, I'll just stick a link in the low bar. Just click the low bar.
That's what I was about to say.
It's a long.
It's been a long day, hasn't it? It has been a long day. Right, and
over to you then.
So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. And we are 14 subscribers off 300 subscribers. So if we could push to that, that would be great. And that's everything from me.
And that's everything from him.
And that's everything from me.
Wow, they've got 3 of us on the go now.
No, I think what the best thing you said was that's everything from them.
Okay, everything from them then.
There we go.
Right.
There we go.
So that's everything from me.
That's everything from him.
And everything from them.
Boom.
Good day.